2 champions, 2 monsters, and just 1 cage. This is the kind of fight that could change the UFC forever. Ilia Topuria, undefeated, fearless, and explosive. He tore through the featherweight division like a storm. Knockouts, finishes, dominance. But now he wants the impossible. He wants to beat Islam Makhachev, not just for another belt, but for history. On the other side, Islam has been nothing short of terrifying in the lightweight division. He doesn't just win, he controls. He breaks you with pressure, with precision, with cold, suffocating dominance. Just like Khabib did before him. But there's a twist, a lot of them actually. This isn't just about 2 champions meeting, it's about weight classes, size, timing, politics, and whether Dana White, Khabib's team, and the stars themselves will allow this fight to happen. Fans are already dreaming of it. Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. It sounds like destiny. Ilia is the kind of fighter who doesn't just beat legends, he ends them. Max Holloway, knocked out cold. Something that's never happened before. Alexander Volkanovski, stopped, erased. And now people are asking, is there anyone left for him at 145? Meanwhile, Islam has turned lightweights into training dummies. He didn't just beat Alexander Volkanovski once, he finished him with a head kick in the rematch. A cold, clinical end to any doubt. Now, people are wondering, what if? What if Ilia chases a 2nd or even 3rd title? What if they fight not at lightweight, but at welterweight? It's madness, but it's the kind of madness fans live for. Islam is a mastermind in the cage, a southpaw with smothering control. Ilia, a sniper with knockout power, hidden grappling skills, and the kind of hunger you only see once in a generation. This isn't just striker versus grappler, it's discipline versus chaos, control versus defiance. And guess what? This fight isn't 5 years away. It's right there, on the edge of reality. Ilia has wiped out the top at featherweight. Islam has crushed nearly everyone at lightweight. Their paths aren't running side by side anymore, they're heading straight for each other. Every time Ilia lands another vicious finish, every time Islam strangles another top contender, the hype grows louder. This isn't just about titles now, this is about legacy, immortality. 2 of the deadliest fighters alive, possibly meeting before time takes the edge off their primes. But here's the thing, only one man can make it real. Dana White, he's not saying no, but he's not saying yes either. Dana admits the idea is huge, especially if both fighters keep dominating, but he wants them to earn it first, clear out their divisions, make it undeniable.
Just like when Volkanovski fought Islam, they both ruled their weight classes. They made it impossible not to make the fight. Dana wants that again. No shortcuts, no hype alone. Just greatness forcing the UFC's hand. But there's a loophole. If Islam moves up to welterweight and wins a belt there, then this becomes something else entirely. 2 champions, different weight classes, both undefeated in recent memory. That's the kind of storm Dana can't ignore. Still, Dana won't pull the trigger too early. Behind the scenes, the UFC matchmakers, guys like Sean Shelby and Hunter Campbell are talking, managers are whispering, but Dana, he's waiting for the perfect moment. Because when the UFC cashes in a super fight, they do it right. Meanwhile, not everyone is sold. Chael Sonnen, never shy with his opinions, thinks it won't happen. At least not the way fans are imagining it. His reason? Islam's done cutting to 155, he said. Chael believes Islam's toughest battle hasn't been against Dustin Poirier or Oliveira or Volkanovski. It's been the scale. The weight cut to 155 is brutal, unnatural. And Sonnen thinks Islam's next move is permanent. He's going to 170. And once he gets there, the Ilia fight fades into the background. Why? Because if Islam grabs the welterweight title, he's not going to turn around and fight a featherweight. Sonnen even said the only way we might get this fight is if Islam loses at welterweight. That kind of setback might push him back down to 155, maybe even desperate enough to chase a big name like Ilia. It's harsh, but it's real. Fights like this, they balance on a razor's edge. One wrong step, one injury, one upset, one change of plans, and it's gone. And then there's Daniel Cormier. DC trained with Islam. He's seen it firsthand. And even he was shocked by how strong Islam is. I tried to throw him off me like I would any other lightweight, Cormier said. He didn't budge. DC had to go 100% just to move him, and even then it was a struggle. Islam's strength is different. It's the kind of pressure that slowly drains you, not with violence, with control, with weight, with silence. Fighters go into round 1 thinking they've got time, but by round 2, they're already fading. That's what Ilia would be facing. Ilia is used to being the hammer, but against Islam, he might become the nail. Still, what if, just what if, he finds a way? That's what makes it so compelling. But not everyone thinks Ilia should even get the shot.
Guys like Belal Muhammad are speaking up. He hasn't earned it, Belal said. He pointed out that Ilia hasn't even proven himself at lightweight yet. Fight Arman Sarukian, fight Justin Gaethje, fight someone in the division first. He's not wrong. Dozens of fighters have been grinding their way up 155, fighting monsters, climbing the rankings, only to see a featherweight champ maybe leapfrog them based on hype alone.
Belal warns that even if Islam wins, people will discredit it, just like they did after the Volkanovski fights. You beat another 145er, big deal, they'll say. And that's the danger. These super fights, they cut both ways. If Islam dominates Ilia, people might say, so what? But if Ilia wins, suddenly we're rewriting the history books. And Ilia's not hiding from it. In fact, he's aiming higher than anyone expected. He wants to fight Islam at 170, welterweight, the division above. Why? Because that would make him a 3-division world champion, something no one has ever done in the UFC. When asked about it, Ilia didn't flinch. It's better for me to fight him at 170, he said. I'll beat him there, that's my 3rd title. It wasn't cocky. It was calculated. Ilia doesn't just want to win, he wants to shatter ceilings. And here's the scary part. He might actually be able to. He's already knocked out Charles Oliveira, already finished Max Holloway and Volkanovski. And at 170, Islam might actually be even more dangerous. No more brutal weight cuts, no more dehydrated camps, just a bigger, stronger, faster Islam. That's the version Ilia wants to fight, because if he beats that guy, there are no excuses. No, he was too small. No, he cut too much weight. Just 2 titans at their best, and one man walking away as a legend. Make no mistake, this would be Ilia's biggest test, and the risk? Massive. If he loses, the critics will rip him apart. They'll say he jumped too far, too fast, that he believed his own hype, but Ilia doesn't seem fazed. He talks like someone who already knows how the story ends. Calm, confident, almost prophetic. He's not asking for an easy road. He's begging for the hardest one. That's the mark of someone chasing legacy. Not fame, legacy. And that's what turns contenders into legends. Still, while fans are dreaming and Dana White is weighing the timing, there are fighters shaking their heads. Arnold Allen, another featherweight standout, admitted it. Ilia is great, no doubt, but Islam deserves lightweights. Not short-notice champs, not guys jumping divisions. He's had big wins, Allen said, but Islam deserves real contenders. And that's the thing. In the UFC, hype sells, hype gets headlines, but it doesn't silence critics. If Ilia really wants to be respected by everyone, not just fans, he may have to take the long road. Fight killers at 155, take risks, pay dues, because skipping the line might open doors, but it leaves a trail of angry voices behind. And if he loses, those voices get louder. But let's flip it. Let's say the fight happens. Let's say Ilia gets his shot, and let's say he wins. Not just by decision, not some controversial judge's score. Let's say Ilia knocks Islam out. Clean, brutal, like he did to Holloway, Volk, Oliveira. You know what happens then? The MMA world
Cody Brundage said it best. If Ilia knocks out Islam after beating Holloway, Volk, and Oliveira, he's top 3 all time. Period. Because these names, they're not just good fighters. They're eras, legends, untouchables. Volkanovski was pound for pound #1. Holloway was never knocked out. Oliveira was the most dangerous finisher at lightweight. And Islam? He's the heir to Khabib. You beat all of them, you're no longer just a champion, you're a phenomenon. Ilia would go down as the first UFC fighter to knock out back-to-back world champs across multiple divisions. It's never been done. Not like that. It would rewrite what people thought was possible. But don't get it twisted, this is a mountain. Islam has never been finished. He's barely even been touched. His style is meant to avoid danger, control pace, and kill your hope 1 round at a time. For Ilia to win, he has to do what no one's done. Stuff the takedowns, escape the clinch, land clean on a man trained to never let chaos in. That's why this fight matters. It's not just about belts or money, it's about something deeper. This would be a battle of wills. Ilia fights like a man with fire in his soul. Islam fights like someone who knows the cage is his kingdom, and no one enters without permission. It's chaos versus calm, madness versus mastery, and both men are at their peak. Even elite analysts are split. Demetrius Johnson, the king of fight IQ, broke it down like this. Islam's southpaw stance gives him natural range control. His judo, pressure, and body kicks would smother Ilia's rhythm. But DJ also warned, Ilia always finds a way. When he gets to his spot, he explodes. He doesn't need many chances, just one. GSP, same respect for both, called them both complete. He praised Islam's control, but reminded everyone, no one is invincible. Even the best make one mistake. And that's where Ilia lives, in the moments between breaths, in the split second where your guard drops. Michael Chandler pointed out the size issue. Islam is big for lightweight, maybe even too big. Ilia? Natural featherweight. But he's already proven his power travels. Thoughtful. If he keeps it standing, he's got a real shot, Chandler said. But grappling with Islam? That's a different world. Even Aaron Pico, a killer in his own right, admitted it's a tough call. Islam could wear Ilia down, but Ilia, he's got that spark, that ability to end it in one flash. Everyone agrees, this wouldn't be a brawl, it wouldn't be a one-sided wrestling clinic. It would be a chess match, a war of timing, one bad read and it's over. But here's the thing fans don't want to hear. It still might not happen. Daniel Cormier said it flat out. Islam's team doesn't bluff. If they say they're not taking a fight, they mean it. They don't chase headlines, they don't play games.
And Khabib, he's not about clout. He's about legacy. If they don't think Ilia fits into that legacy, at least not yet, they'll keep walking forward. DC also mentions something that stings a little. Despite all of Islam's dominance, he hasn't always been given the credit he deserves. The win over Volk, picked apart. The finisher Poirier, downplayed. That affects fighters. You put everything on the line and all you hear is, yeah, but. Islam's team may be done with that. They might say, no more crossover fights, no more doubters, just straight dominance their way. Still, you can bet the UFC is already talking behind closed doors. They know how big this could be. Dana White is waiting, watching, ready to pounce when the timing is perfect. But until then, this fight lives in the gray zone. Not fantasy, not reality. Just close enough to imagine, far enough to break your heart. But let's dream one last time. Ilia gets the fight. Ilia knocks him out. Not only does he win a third belt, he climbs into GOAT territory faster than anyone in history. And if he loses, he'll still walk away knowing he chased greatness. That's why this fight matters. Because it's not just about who wins in the cage, it's about what it means. For legacy, for history, for everything. For everything.